then companies and researchers and everyone else, they're going to decide for us, okay? And so when we talk about data leveraging, I encourage all of us to think about, on one end, all of the things that are happening as it relates to data when it comes to companies, but especially think about yourself as an individual, right? And how data can be leveraged as individuals. Like, does anybody, for example, anybody have a Fitbit? Raise your hand if you have a Fitbit. Anybody? So we got 1, 2, 3, right? You're leveraging data, right? So it's this idea of individual data leveraging, okay? And so we have 3 presenters, which I think are gonna give us a good insight. First, we're gonna have Marta Alina, and again, she's the CMO of Is It Fresh? And it was really good to have a conversation with her earlier, and she's gonna come and talk to us a little bit about the product side of data leveraging, all right? So everybody, a big paksu for Marta.
CMO sound like something fancy. It's not. It's a startup. We kind of make shit up as we go along. That's my job. Okay, so yeah, I work for a company, actually originally a German company based in Aachen called Is It Fresh? And since last year, thanks to a very interesting accelerator program called K-Startup Grand Challenge, we have been developing business here in Korea as well. What do we do? Well, we're talking about data, how data is important, big data analysis, data sharing, etc. All is nice and fancy, but first you have to somehow get the data, right? And we offer the product that will be doing exactly that, helping you get the raw data and eventually also analyze it and so on. So what we have here, which hopefully I will show you in a minute. I don't have it with me yet, unfortunately. Rookie mistake. What we're doing are what you can call, very briefly, IoT sensor tags. So it's, you've probably seen RFID, NFC tags around, right? It's something along the same line, but not exactly. What you see most of the time are silicon-based tags, silicon-based chips, which make them expensive. So you cannot, let's say you have a coffee cup here, and it's not really worth it putting on a 30-cent, 300 won tag on a coffee that costs, well, let's be fancy and say it's Starbucks coffee and it costs 4,000 won. No, we won't put it here. But because our tags are not silicon, are in fact printed electronics based on nano-functional inks, you can take our 10 won, 1 cent tag and put it on anything. That's why we call our technology disposable IoT. It's so cheap that you can, you can throw it away if you want to. In fact, we're also building a solution for tracking rubbish once we're at it. So you have that tag, and what's special about the tag other than it costs 10 won or 1 cent? Well, it's first of all NFC enabled. It has an NFC antenna, meaning that you don't need any special fancy equipment like with RFID. You can take your smartphone, click it, well, read it out like you would your T-Money card on the subway, and you can get information right away. Moreover, within that tag is not only the antenna, not only a unique ID to each and every tag, which enables tracking it in real time, it also has multiple chemical, electrochemical, and physical sensors. There are multiple uses for them. We're working with multiple industries at the moment. But I guess the most flagship one that I can tell you a little bit more about is food. So we have pH sensor, we have temperature sensor, we have humidity, ascorbic acid, oxygen. And these are pretty much a basis for determining if the food that is inside the packaging within which you have our fresh tag installed is fresh or not. Okay, can we go to the next slide? forgot what. So what we want to do, what our goal is it fresh, is to digitalize the whole world. We've been talking about IoT, right? Internet of Things. Forget about Internet of Things. Let's talk about Internet of Everything. So in order to have the leverage from the data that we're talking about, to get the best advantages from data analysis, to actually have big data, you need a lot of it. But currently, it seems that there are a lot of issues in collecting it in a form that is not biased. So we want to say that yes, there are not only our solutions, but among these are tags that will enable to do that in a very efficient way. I actually don't remember what the slides were, but let's go on. To kind of play my own advocate, I'm reusing the slides I had with the presentation with soil upcycling earlier today. So we're actually helping the city government, the Seoul city government, to look for a way to use IoT or Internet of Everything, to use data to better manage and to more efficiently use data in managing trash. I don't know if you've been reading the news, but we've been having a lot of problems with that. You know, let's just skip to the last slide. Or this one. Okay, no, the next one. Okay, so this is the tag I was talking about. These are mock-ups, right? So they're just big and chunky and printed on pieces of plastic. But the whole point is that they can be printed on anything. Anything and integrated into any kind of packaging, both with foods, but also nowadays we're also talking with pharmaceutical companies. At the end of the day, what I want to say is that this enables to use data all through your value chain, from the production process all the way to through distribution, all the way to retailers and end consumers, where every single person, every single party within that value chain can read out the data and use the readers to read out the data and get the analyzed data in a means that will enable them to better function within that value chain and get better both cost benefits, but also benefits in better management of their inventory. Oh no, what happened?
Yeah, right.
Well, never mind. I wanted to wrap up pretty much. So what we have, or what I wanted to show you, is a product that enables tracking and reading out the data, which I think is pretty much the basis for this discussion. We can talk about, what we'll do with data, is data biased or not? Well, if it's read out of a stupid semi-plastic tag, it's not biased. It's just very, very raw. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. If you guys have any questions, please. Are they allowed to ask questions?
Not yet.
No, you're not allowed to ask questions.
I don't have any questions, but are you pretty much done?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, everybody.
Do you want me to talk more? I can tell a few jokes.
It's perfectly fine, because we're going to have our panel discussion and you'll have an opportunity to ask questions if you want, okay? Yeah, I mean, like, for me, right, when I think about these smart tags, if you will, right? Smart, like, it's a word we hear all the time. Smart this, smart, everything, smart tags. I mean, when you think about the milk in your refrigerator, when you think about all these things, right, you want to know if it's fresh or not, right? Certain things that you have on the packaging, right, you want to know if it's fresh or not. So, we'll be able to talk about the importance of this, but then I think even more importantly is how common this could become in the very near future, right? How very common this could be. So thank you so much, Marta, all right, from the product side. Now from the people side, we are going to have Kala, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about our future of health related to the influence of work-life balance on healthcare workers, okay? Everybody pak super.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is